But I'm enjoying all the chats. I love hearing you guys talk. Keep talking.
Kind of important for the teacher to be unmuted, Jasmine.
Oh yeah. Oh hi, Debbie. I recognize that voice.
I have my camera turned off because I'm just now eating my breakfast.
All right. Yeah, it is 9 a.m. in Canada right now.
Good morning. Thank you so much for doing this for us. Wait, let me also stream you in my group. Let's see how that will work.
How do you do that? You're so smart.
No, I found I upgraded.
It's an advanced setting in Zoom.
It's an additional $40.
Oh, you got to show me because I have no idea how to do all this. I can hardly log on. I actually lost my voice 2 days ago, so it's coming back. So it's a little sexy today. I hope you like that voice. So are we zoomed in and good?
Yes, I am just setting up the live. Hang on.
Okay,
But thanks so much for coming back. For those who don't know Jasmine, she came on last week. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago to do oils and chemistry. Yay. Okay. Game. I think we're live also on Facebook. Yay. Perfect.
I updated my computer yesterday and this morning is very, very slow. So I'm like on slow motion. But I want to thank you again, Rachel, for giving me this opportunity. This Zoom was a little difficult to prepare because it's very, very heavy. Very, very heavy. I cannot even tell you how heavy it has been. So I have a lot of signs, a lot of things to share, but I just trust that what is going to be delivered is going to be what exactly you need to hear. And my hope is that as we humble before God, and that we can bring hope into the situation that is in right now with everybody, not just in the Philippines. Some of my team from Malaysia are here as well. Malaysia is in, they call that MCO. I don't remember what it stands for. Movement, Control, Order, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then in Canada, we have to stay home. It is not a lockdown yet, but everything is closed. Schools are closed. My kids have been home. It's been interesting. I'm homeschooling them. So as I was preparing this, I just realized, wow, the dynamic is a lot stronger. That's why we call this time emotional resilience. Let me just share my screen here. But before I move on to what I have to share, I want to say hello to everybody. And I hope you are doing well, you're breathing, and then your hope is high. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that we could do to keep our hope high. So why did I pick the name resilience? Why do I say it's emotional resilience? Because in the Philippines, I know this for sure because Rachel was in Malaysia when the volcano erupted. So she went out to the airport and then she came back from the airport. And then she stayed for forever. And then after that, I hear about the lava spill all over and everyone have to stay home. And not even a month later, the coronavirus have gone really, really maximum. I don't think any one of us were prepared for that. We just thought it's like, oh, it's just another monkey or bird or bat or whatever, right? We didn't really know the dynamic of that. And I chose the word emotional resilient because, well, on Wikipedia, it says it's a psychological resilience is the ability to mentally or emotionally cope with a crisis or to return to pre-crisis status quickly. Resilience exists when the person uses mental processes and behaviors in promoting personal assets and protecting self from potential negative effects of the stressors. I think without a doubt, all of us are stressed. I mean, I'm going to go back and forth the screen because I like to see your faces. I think some people who are extrovert are not okay. I am an introvert. This is my normal lifestyle, okay? I work in my pajamas. Even I could go out to buy everything, I'm still home in my pajamas. My husband is an extrovert. He's bald. If he's not bald, he would have pulled his hair off. Because the extroverts are not okay to stay home. It doesn't mean anything to me. I'm home anyways, right? Oh, thank you. So, what is happening right now is not just being homebound. A lot of people are worried. If you are doing Young Living business as a whole, you see a big jump this month. Then you're worrying about next month. You're not sure what is going to happen next month. A lot of people in Canada, we are asked to close all our non-essentials businesses. So other than selling grocery and food, even if you own a restaurant, it has to be takeout only. So, and a lot of people will go from paycheck to paycheck. If you don't work, if you are a cleaning lady, you stop cleaning houses, you have no income. So a lot of people are coming into a state where they don't know what to do. And that requires a heavy load of resilience, not just money-wise, but emotional-wise. A lot of people are starting to sanitize nonstop. Like everywhere you go. I mean, the other day, my husband came home with a grocery. I didn't even have to do grocery because I don't like to go out. And he does the grocery anyways. So he came home with all the veggie and I started washing them with the fruit and veggie spray. And I was thinking, wow, maybe there's the coronavirus in it too. So I have to wash it even better, right? And when my Amazon boxes arrive, I was thinking, should I spray my Young Living boxes? Should I spray it? So all these things are triggering a normal life into abnormal. And people who are already in a state of needing care, needing emotional support. I mean, I have a friend that just had a baby. Can you imagine having a baby when everything is locked down, everyone is wearing a mask? So there is a lot of things that's going on in our life. And how strong are we really to handle this? How strong are you able to go further and further? Every morning you wake up, you listen to the news, how many more people positive and how many more people, and how strong can you take all this news? What happened to here? I have, I'm missing one thing. I wanted to show you a letter that Rachel sent me yesterday. It was a letter from the hospital dated March 24th. And that the hospital is saying, in the Philippines, and the hospital is saying that can't come to the hospital anymore. We are in full capacity. We are no longer able to take on more patients. Did you see that letter? How do you feel when you saw that letter?
Yeah, she's talking about the hospitals shutting down or like not accepting patients anymore.
Was it something that was it something that was shared publicly?
Yes.
That letter?
Yes.
Yeah. So for us who have oils, yeah, you feel scared and worried. For us who have oil, we are thinking, wow, I don't really need the hospital. I have my Raven, I have my Eucalyptus, I have my Thieves, I have all these. I'm not worried. But to most people, especially people that we love, to them, the hospital is the safe place. The hospital is where they can find healing and where they can find refuge. And when the hospital says, you cannot come anymore, we cannot take you. When I read that, I felt, just like what you say, alarmed, scared, and worried. I felt hopeless. It's like even the hospital is now giving up on us. You can't even go to the hospital if something were to happen. The strong feeling of hopelessness was overwhelming. And on top of all that is going on, and you wonder how much more can you go on? How long is this lockdown going to be? If your egg is going to survive for another 4 more weeks, if you have enough veggie that you're going to feed your children and the sick in the home. I mean, when it comes to necessity, it's becoming a problem, not even just the luxuries. Just you're talking about toilet paper. By the way, do you guys have toilet paper? No?
We do.
There's
we
always
do.
banana leaf, right?
I love it.
What's that? I missed it. Someone was saying something. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
I
yes,
need.
we do.
We use water and sprays.
Oh,
Yeah, we have a bidet.
that's so good. I actually ordered one. It's called Tushy. It's on the way. It won't arrive till May. I was thinking, oh, I should have ordered it earlier. So we'll see. But right now, we are using toilet paper carefully. So, have you ever wondered, what part of the brain controls your emotion? Because right now, our emotion is going really, really crazy. One moment you're worried, another moment you're like, oh, I've got my oils. Another moment is like, okay, wow, my school, my son, my house. My son is in grade 8. He's supposed to graduate this year. And now our government just announced that school is not going to return to next school year. That means he didn't get to say goodbye to all his friends. He didn't have a graduation. He didn't even clear his drawer and his locker. It's like one day school says, everybody go home, and everybody go home. And that's it. So our emotion is high and low, high and low. You wonder what part of the brain actually controls our emotion. So I'm going to go a little bit into science. I'm not going to bore you, but it's going to be very interesting, okay? How many senses do we have? 5 senses. So there's the sense of vision that we see, the sense of hearing that we hear, the sense of smell that we smell, the sense of taste if you eat all the good food, and the sense of touch. All the senses except for the sense of smell. So you're talking about vision, hearing, taste, and touch. Not usually, by science, this is how it happens. We see something, and then it goes through the frontal lobe of our brain. We think and we analyze, and then we make a decision what to do. For example, if I see my husband walking down the street with another woman who have big boob, big bum, long legs, you can guarantee I'm going to think, he's going to be in the doghouse tonight, right? Or if you hear something, you hear from the news, you hear from something, and then you suddenly have to make your own decision. Your analytical brain will come in, the frontal lobe, then you make a decision. Same thing with the taste. You taste something really tasty, you make a decision. You touch a barbecue that's really hot, and then your mind is going to tell you, hey, dummy, it is going to burn your hand, lift your hand off the barbecue. So you're going to take it off. But the sense of smell is wired very, very differently. Have you ever heard of the olfactory tract? You hear about that, right? Do you know what it is? And in my early days, I thought it's a factory, right? It's like, oh, factory, what do they manufacture? Olfactory tract, what on earth is this? Have you heard of the limbic system? And everyone says the limbic system controls the emotion and memory. Do you really know where it is? What is that? If you look into the brain, so this is our smell. When we smell something, and all this little hair here is called the olfactory nerves. And this right here is called the olfactory bulb. And then this is the olfactory tract. This is a shortcut that connects to the limbic system of our brain. Can you see my mouse that's moving? You can see, right? So this is the limbic system. And the limbic system is made out of 2 major parts in our brain. It's right inside the brain, okay? The first one is called the amygdala, and it influences the behavior and activities, and is also concerned with emotions such as well as drives such as hunger, thirst, and sexual desire as well. So it's all up here and here. And then the hippocampus, the hippocampus is involved with recognizing new experiences. It's about learning and memory, especially short-term memory. which means when we smell something, it goes straight through the shortcut and go right into the limbic system of our brain that controls our emotions as well as learning experiences and short-term memory. Do you understand how dynamic this is? Do you capture how amazing, how mighty our God is? Because he gave us 5 senses. 4 have to go through the reasoning brain. You reason, you make a decision. But the sense of smell, shortcut right in. So how many of us have smell and oil? You smell it, you love it. And then you give it to your husband, and then you go, hey, smell it, smell it, smell it, smell it, smell it. And your husband is like, whoa, back off. I don't want to smell it. Throw the diffuser out. You have to cancel your Young Living account. Have you ever had that problem? Or is this me? Does it happen with you guys?
Yes.
I can tell you one thing. I'm not talking about men in general. I'm not like picking up on men or whatever. But usually men are taught to shed blood and not shed tears, right? This is a Chinese thing. That if you have something, you have to toughen up and you just have to go and be the hero and go provide for your family and just go build a bridge and do whatever you need, right? So in a very young age, when he was crying as a little boy, me and the grandma say, stop crying. I don't want to see tears. I want to see blood before I see tears. Is that just in my family or your family too? So all these emotions are pressed down, pressed down, pressed down. Remember the limbic system that we talk about? Limbic system is also known as the seat of emotions. So all these emotions are pressed down. And then when a sense of smell comes into his life, it goes directly through the highway down into the limbic system and bring out memories. And that's why he is like, whoa, take that thing away from me, because they start to feel uneasy because this emotion was never dealt with. So they prefer not to go in. So it will be wise for us not to go, smell it, smell it, smell it, smell it, smell it. Gary Young teaches to introduce a new scent through the umbilical cord. So from your navel, all the way you twist and turn and twist and turn, and go up to the nose, and you take deep breath in your mouth, in your nose, out your mouth. And after that, you map it over your brainstem. This is every time you introduce yourself to a new scent, you want to do that, to introduce gently so your body can be open to it. And it's not a big shock to your limbic system where the seat of emotion goes, oh, cuckoo. Because these are deep-seated cellular memories. It could be memories not even in your lifetime. It could be something that's passed on in your DNA that down to your cell level. It could be something that your great-grandmother experienced and it was imprinted in the cellular level and it passed down through her DNA when she had all the descendants that was born. So that is the wonderful thing on our wiring, how our brain is wired. So you ever wonder what this can really do for us? I can tell you right now, the sense of smell, that's where we get the shortcut. Although the sense of taste is very, very closely connected to the sense of smell. So there is a definite fragrance influence. That's why little girls like to smell. People like to smell the flowers. Food, I mean, when you bake something really nice, I don't know, give me a Filipino dish. Give me a Filipino dish that your grandmother cooks.
Adobo.
Adobo.
Okay. Adobo. What? Okay, tell me what adobo is. Adobo. What is it?
I don't know how to explain.
It's
With
stewed
soy sauce and
in.
vinegar.
Yeah.
It's spicy?
No.
No.
So when
It's with vinegar
soy
and
sauce.
soy sauce.
so you all love it. It's a pork stew with soya sauce and vinegar. Ooh, I like adobo already. So when you cook adobo for your husband, The way his mother cooks it, oh, you are right on the top. Because then he smells the soya sauce chicken or pork. Okay, that's in my order. When I first see a Filipino, I want adobo, okay? So the cooking of the adobo might bring you back to your grandmother's home. Her home may be like really old, a lot of cobwebs, but it brings you comfort if you have a good memory. But if you have a bad memory, you probably is like, I don't want adobo because every time I think of my grandmother, she locks me in the chicken coop, right? So you're like, I don't want adobo. It could be anything, right? So the sense of smell is definitely a big, big influence. Can essential oils support our emotional being? The answer is definitely yes, because essential oil is all about aromatherapy. We smell. I mean, there are a few ways of using essential oils. Did I talk about this the last time, about the 3 to 5 ways of using oils? I don't remember.
I didn't think we touched on it. Just very, very briefly.
Okay, I have to briefly touch on it very quickly too, because I have like a lot more slides to talk about. I talk too much, that's why I lost my voice. So, there are generally 3 ways of using essential oils. The first way is inhalation. When we inhale essential oils, it goes straight to the olfactory bulb, through the nerves and the tract, what we talked about just now, and then goes into the limbic system. You see, everyone is smelling oils now. That's good. You are good students, you guys. So smelling is actually the best. And all of us, when we bought the premium starter kit, it comes with a diffuser, right? Do you know that our diffuser is not just a pretty looking diffuser? Our diffuser breaks down the molecules of the oils so that when we smell it, the tiny, tiny molecules go straight into the limbic system, and within 22 seconds, it goes to our brain. And within 20 minutes, it would have reached all the cells of our body. We have 100 trillion cells in our body. That is, if you really understand the math of this, is really, really dynamic. So don't underestimate diffusing of essential oils, because that is one of the most powerful of using oils. I know a lot of people, especially in Asia, you guys love to eat oils. Like everyone is like, how many drops, how many capsules. And I'm seeing even my members, right? They were popping all the capsule packed with oregano, packed with thyme, packed with mountain savory. I was thinking, oh my goodness, it's not wrong, you won't be wrong, but when you eat an essential oils, it goes through the digestive tract. So you ask yourself, why do I want to eat? Do you need it for your digestive tract? If you want it for emotions, smell it. Because emotions smell through the nose, go straight up to the limbic system. If you want it for your digestive system, eat it. And then you could also use it the British way, which is the massage. There's application. So a lot of people say, oh, Jasmine, I have a shoulder pain. How do I use my oils? I was about to give them a bottle of common sense, because it's like, duh, you have shoulder pain, you applied it on the pain shoulder, right? So if you want to do it on the skin because you have a problem right there, you applied it. If you want to do it with emotion, you smell it. If you want it in your digestive system, you eat it. It is that simple, nothing complicated. But I'm going to tell you 2 more ways that you could do. Wow, you could do one. The other one, you need professional. You could also make suppository, which is like a little tube coated with coconut oil, put it in the freezer, and you stick it up the derriere, the bum. And you're like, oh, I'm logging off now. You're going to see all the numbers are going to drop right now. So, because the tract where your bum is, or even your vaginally, you go in, it goes straight into your internal organs. It doesn't go through the bloodstream. It doesn't go through your digestive tract. It will go right in. If you want to support your liver, you want to support your lung, You want to support your pancreas, your spleen, your gallbladder, your kidneys, up the bum. So maybe Rachel can demonstrate how to make that.
Need a lot of coconut oil.
Yeah. And then the last way that you could also use essential oils, that we cannot do it here, but if you become platinum, Young Living will fly you to Ecuador. In Ecuador, there is a clinic called the Nova Vita Clinic. At Nova Vita Clinic, they offer essential oils through the IV. You go right into your whole body through IV. So when I went to my platinum retreat, I went with my husband. We stay an extra week. And all week, I've got like frankincense, ledum, ocotea, ylang ylang, you name it. And it was amazing. So you could do that too. And look at me, I didn't die. So we cannot overdose with essential oils. Remember our chemistry? Okay, now it's test time. Who came to the chemistry class 2 weeks ago? Show your hand now, test time. Okay. So why can't we get overdosed with essential oils? Because we are made out of what? Oh, man. Oh, someone is talking. Unmute yourself. Do we have price? No. Water. Yeah, water. But okay. How
Mr.
many?
Cho.
That's right, Mr. Cho. He is Chinese. We are made out of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, right? Remember we talked about there is 118 elements in the periodic table. 92 are made by God. And out of that, 27 are essentials in the human body. Out of the 27, 5 are absolutes needed. Out of the 5, 3 are the main players, and they are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, the Mr. Cho. And this is how we are made of in our body. 96% of our body is made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And essential oils is made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So there is no way we can be overdosed. We might create a resistance in our body if you like take a bottle every day or your body just like, okay, it's just a normal thing. So it's advisable, let's say if, like me, I used to take ocotea a lot because I got off insulin. I used to inject insulin for over 10 years. And I've been off insulin for 5 years now, 5.5, with good, healthy diet, stress-free lifestyles, and essential oils. See, I'm so compliant. That I have been off insulin for 5 years. This is unbelievable. So I used to take a lot of insulin, a lot of ocotea, and then I took a week or 2 off so that my body can just settle down a little bit, and then I go back to ocotea again. So it's advisable to take a week off. Okay, I'm totally off topic. So I'm going to go back to the emotional resilience again. So the reason why I wanted to tell you how to use essential oils, because when we come to emotional support, you want to smell it. For the basic reason, because it's through the sense of smell, it goes through the olfactory nerves, into the olfactory bulbs, into the olfactory tract, right into the limbic system of our brain, which is also known as the seat of emotion and memory. So citrus oil is generally known as an oil that uplifts our spirit. So whenever you feel down and you feel despair, just put in any citrus oil, lemon, orange, tangerine, citrus fresh, grapefruit, lime. And did you know lime oils? I'm going to throw it in here. How many of you have lime oil? Do you have lime? Yeah, you love lime oil. Where's my lime? Lime oil, emotionally, this is what it does. It connects your heart and your mind, because we are information junkie, right? Or just me. Do you like information? You love knowledge, right? Wherever, whoa, that is, you're right on it, right? So we are junkie. We are so connected. Yeah, you love lime and infrared. We're so connected with information. Every day you're digging for information. But we have come to a point where our brain is way out there. Our heart cannot catch up because you're not connecting the two anymore. Lime oil helps us to connect our heart and our brain. So apply some lime oil over your heart. You could do the heart PowerPoint, or you could do over where your heart is. Apply some over your top of your head. You could also apply some over here. This is where your insight, your ability to make decision is. Just make sure it doesn't get in your eyes, okay? So you could apply all those. All you need to do, if you have no tools, you just use your hand. Tap them. Just tap it. Just tap it. Now wake up, come on and play. So apply some lime oil, and then you breathe it in and apply it out. Yeah, you never apply citrus oil because everyone tells you citrus oil is photosensitive. You don't want to go out for sun, blah, 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 blah. That created a lot of fear. Hey, listen, you put some lime on over your heart. You put some lime on over here. Don't worry. Even if you get tent over there, you're not going to show. So don't let the fear creep in. But don't put lime oil all over your face, then go out to the sun, then you need common sense, right? So if you're afraid of using lime oil on your skin, I have a good solution for you. Stick it up your butt. Then you won't see sunlight whatsoever, okay? So fear shouldn't take away our love and interest and honest to what these tiny drops of oils could do for us. Okay, let's move on. Right here. I'm going to touch on just something very briefly, and I'm going to introduce to you some books so that you can be empowered to look for things, to look up things for you, okay, for yourself. Depression. A lot of people right now are borderline depression. What is depression? Depression is your inability to cope with a situation. The worst thing that you could do is to ask someone who is depressed to get over it. That is the worst thing that one could do. So my husband, Bob, was in the Canadian military for 26 years. He was the first respondent that the Canadian Armed Forces sent. He was the first troop that arrived in Bosnia. You know, were you guys born those days during Bosnia War? They were fighting. You know about that? In the 80s? Who was born? Who is old like dirt like me? Yeah, oh, Debbie, I see your hand. So, and then after that, he's been to Saudi. He's been to a number of wars that they were the first responder. And he never talked about what happened to me. But his mom told me some, because he came home sometimes when he was young at that time, and he told his mom. So my husband goes through a very, very dark time, and he's still working through depression. And they call that PTSD. Most of the people in his troop has committed suicide. And the ones that's not dead, well, I shouldn't say that, did not take their own life, they do not look good. Because I've been to the reunion and I saw them and I was thinking, wow, Bob is doing pretty good for what he has gone through. Most of them are mentally unable to cope with life and physically unable to. And if you look at my husband, he's really big and he has a big gut, because that is his way of coping. That is his way of building a buffer between him and reality. And the worst thing for me to do is to tell him, get over it. Come on, put up your Superman pants and the cape and get over it. Because when someone is depressed, there is no way they are able to do it. So what do we do? What can we do? Do we give them medication? I'm sure a lot of people do that. Bob been through a lot of medication. But what in our marriage, in our family, has found very, very useful is essential oils. We use essential oils to battle the depression. And I have to tell you, he is a totally different person ever since we have Young Living in our life. Just in the past 3 days, he renovated the whole bathroom. I'm going to post the bathroom and show you guys. For someone who has severe depression, to get that motivation to get up and do something, it is almost unbelievable, because they either take drugs that they're drowsy and they are unmotivated all their life, they are not interested with anything, or they go into drinking, they go into some addiction so that they can mask the pain. So for him to actually be in the lockdown and extrovert and renovating bathroom is a miracle, I'm telling you right now. So essential oils, how do we use essential oils when it comes to depression? Okay. This is based on the 4th edition Death Reference Book. Frankincense, lemon, sandalwood, geranium, lavender, angelica. Look at orange, grapefruit, lemon. They are all the citrus family, as well as ylang ylang. When Bob goes into a depression state, I usually throw him a bottle of frankincense. I'm not sure. Can you see me? Okay. So what I do, what I ask him to do is to put a drop of frankincense on the thumb, on his big thumb, and then put it up into the roof of the mouth. Because the roof of the mouth is then goes straight into the limbic system, into the glands, into the brain, and this is another shortcut out, all the way up. And that takes away pain and depression all the way. Okay, of course, to be compliant, I'm going to say flavor the roof of your mouth with frankincense plus oil. And you could diffuse lemon, you could diffuse sandalwood. Sandalwood is very high in sesquiterpenes. Sesquiterpenes is a constituent found in essential oils. I talked about that the last time, right? All you chemistry students, remember? Monoterpene, sesquiterpene, phenol, phenylpropanoid. So sandalwood is 97% sesquiterpenes, which means it brings oxygen to the brain. Sometimes they are depressed because the brain has come to a point where it shuts down. So when we help them a little bit to bring oxygen in, the normal self will come back out. Now let's go into the blends. I love this blend, Valor. If you are going through depression, if you have someone who is depressed, you need to break out your Valor, and you need to use it so often like there's no tomorrow. Can I tell you a little secret? I hope my husband is not watching this. I don't think he is. I have been diffusing motivation all week, and I truthfully believe that's why he is renovating the bathroom. So if someone who is depressed in your home, diffuse motivation. How about hope? Brain power. Present time. A lot of people are depressed because they are living in the past or they are living in the future. They are not living in the present time. A lot of people are back into the old glory, the glory that they had 5 years, 10 years, 20 years ago. Some people are thinking about Royal Crown Diamond while they are silver. So they are spending $100,000 a month, which is what the Royal Crown Diamond makes, but they are making silver income. So they definitely need present time to come back to present time. So you could put some present time on the timers and just tap it. That will bring you into reality of who you are today. And Vision is a good oil. Sacred Mountain, I cannot tell you how much I love Sacred Mountain. I have a whole row of Sacred Mountain up there because this is how much I love it. Harmony, highest potential, and joy. When you are in the peak of joy, you are then able to handle as much as you can. Now, I cannot tell you how important it is for someone who is depressed that we do not lay judgment. Just quietly diffuse this oil. They don't have to eat it. They don't have to stick it up the bum. They don't have to, I mean, you could give the person a massage using frankincense, using sandalwood. Give them a massage using harmony so that the entire body is harmonized and in agreement with who they really are. But don't ask them to, okay, here, do this now. Hey, do that now. Because when someone who is depressed, they can't do it. If you feel that you are at the edge of coming into depression, you might want to use it yourself. Breathe that in. Rub it over your heart. Rub it over your head. Rub it over your root. You know where your root is? Where your tailbone is, or your pubic bone. Because that's where your sense of security is. Right now, a lot of people are at the edge of depression because your sense of security is being shaken. Maybe your security was based on what the government could have done for you, or your security is based on what the hospital should do for you, or your security is your job security. Maybe all these are being shaken. So use any of this oil, put it where the root is, put it on the bottom of your feet so that you're standing on stronger and emotionally stronger stance. When I saw the letter that Rachel sent me from the hospital, this was what I was feeling: despondency. That is a state of low spirits caused by loss of hope or courage. Tears just rolled down my eyes when I saw that. I mean, it's none of my business. I'm not even going to go to the hospital in the Philippines. I mean, by the time I get there, it's even locked down. I can't even get there. But that's how I feel about the local people, that suddenly your hope was taken away. Although that could be a false hope, but that was taken away. So what are the oils? Now, sorry, this is the letter that Rachel sent me. When I saw here, regrettably no longer capable of accepting COVID-19 patients for confinement. Both hospitals have already exceeded maximum capacity. That was, that's where I really felt, wow, the hope was stripped away. Despondency, these are the oils that you could use because it goes straight to your olfactory bulb, into your limbic system. It will help. Use peace and calming. If you have never used peace and calming, I think you can get it free this month, right? Was it free or is that on sale? I don't remember.
It's in a bundle this month.
Okay. Peace and calming is my first love. When I bought the starter kit 7 years ago, peace and calming, joy and valor were in the starter kit. When I first smelled peace and calming, at that time, my husband was in the deepest PTSD depression time. He was, I couldn't get him off the couch. If you come to my living room, we have a nice leather sectional couch, and there is a dent in that couch. Have you ever watched the American Sniper? That's the movie American Sniper. So that was him. He sat on the couch. He watched TV repeatedly over and over and over and over again. And until it is gone and he's still staring at the TV. He is home, but he's not home. That was where hope was totally taken away. But when I opened my starter kit, when I used peace and calming for the first time, I cannot tell you how I felt because I don't have the ability to express that. Peace and calming can really bring you out of this hopelessness, despondency situation. And Jem says, this is why my husband is feeling right now. And I just started diffusing valor and bergamot. You are a smart woman. You are a smart woman. She's picked the right oil. You can take a picture of this, all these oils, okay? Someone is in this hopeless situation. You want to give them this ability to have a breather. I want to tell you the story. Okay, I may not end at 10 o'clock. Is that okay? Are you
Yes,
tired?
of course. You can
Okay,
take as
because I can
much
tell you.
time as you like.
Okay, I'll try to end as close as possible. Okay. Have you ever heard the story of Melissa from Young Living, from Gary or whoever? I'm going to tell you the story of Melissa. And I heard this directly from Gary. We were in a conference, and Gary was saying many years ago there was no Melissa oil. Melissa plant is a very beautiful yellow color plant. So Gary was going into a university hospital to do a lecture. So it is the hospital in the lower floors, and then it's the university lecture room upstairs. So when he got there, he was looking for the lecture room, and some people heard of him that he was coming. So there was a Hispanic couple, and they have a daughter that is in the hospital. So the parents came out and says, Dr. Young, come and help my daughter. So when Gary walked into the sick room, the little girl was on the hospital bed. She had a severe case of flu, pneumonia, whatsoever. It's a respiratory issue, but the hospital has misdiagnosed her for cancer. So they have put her through, I think, 1 or 2 rounds of chemotherapy. And she was really at that point where she could not survive. There was hopeless. There was no more hope. Then Gary went down and he did what he think he could do. And then he went upstairs to lecture. And then after that, he went to a motel and he went to bed. And at about 2, 3 a.m., he got a dream. Now, if you ever heard about Gary, you could search his YouTubes because it's all over, some of the old lectures. You should look it up, okay? Gary always sleep with a notebook on the side of his bed. He always write down. I mean, when he needed an irrigation system, he had a dream on how to build the irrigation system and save the farm $20,000 each irrigation system because he dreamed about it. So he always have a notebook. So that night at about 2, 3 a.m., he had a dream. In his dream was the word Melissa. And in his dream was someone with a white gown walking down. It looks like someone who is dead, a white hospital gown. So when he got up from his dream, he was really, really shocked. So I was thinking, who is Melissa? Who is Melissa? So the only Melissa that he knows is his niece, his sister's daughter. So he picked up the phone and called his sister and says, where's Melissa? Is Melissa still breathing? So his sister thought that he was cuckoo, went down and checked on her daughter. And he said, oh, Gary, she's fine. She's still breathing. So he got up from his dream. He packed up his bag. He couldn't go back to sleep. So he drove back to his home in Utah. But when he got home, he didn't go to bed. He went to his office. When he sat down in his office, he opened up his cabinet and he saw a binder that's not just a file. It says Melissa. And then he picked it up and he opened it. It was blank. It was only a few words on the top that says possibly antiviral, possibly antimicrobial. There's not a lot of information on it. So then he picked up the phone and he calls the farm in France, because the farm in France have all the different samples. So he asked them, do we have Melissa oil? The farm manager says, yes, we have a small little vial. So he asked them, okay, can you courier it in? So they did. The following week, he went back to the university hospital. Before he went to lecture, he went downstairs and the little girl was just hanging on at a little thread, just about to die. So Gary gave her parents a little vial of Melissa. I don't remember exactly what the instruction was. I think Gary was saying that put it on the navel every 3 minutes or something like that. I don't remember the exact instruction. I wish I paid attention to that. So then he gave them that and then he went upstairs to lecture. And halfway through his lecture, the door in the back opened up. And this girl who was hanging on in the thread of life downstairs an hour ago walked down the aisle in her hospital gown and gave Gary the biggest hug ever. by just using the little vial of Melissa oil. Melissa is a very powerful oil. Melissa gives hope. That's why our blend Hope has Melissa. Do you know that multigreen, our supplement, it has Melissa oil in it. Melissa gives hope. In this time of hopelessness, we need hope. So if you can, Melissa is the third most expensive oil of Young Living. Get hope. Use it and just breathe it in. Breathe it in. And Gary went on and say about Melissa oil. Now, if you go to the farm, you see all the, I had the privilege of seeing how it was distilled and harvested. I actually had, okay, I'm going to show you, it's funny. When I went, I don't remember what trip it was. It was a few years ago. I went and they were distilling Melissa oil. So I went and picked up a jar of, I'm not sure if you could see, I just have half the picture because I was showing how much weight I have lost. You see on the picture that I was wearing the dark color shirt, you see that mason jar? It is all Melissa oil. It was sitting right there in the farm. So I took it out and I took a picture. And then the farm manager ran out and says, "You won't put it down." I said, "Well, I'm just going to take a picture." And then she said, "That's $60,000. I was like, "Okay, I'm going to put it down right now." So Melissa give hope. And Gary was saying the Melissa plant is like a real lady. You have to sing to her. You have to talk to her. You have to take her in like a lady. Then she will yield oil. That's why Gary invented a Melissa harvester. Because with the Melissa plant, if you harvest it and it drop onto the ground, she's not going to yield oil. So it has to go straight into a beautiful loaf, like a lady, then she will use oil. So Gary made this beautiful harvester that it doesn't drop on the ground, just for Miss Melissa. So give you a perspective of how amazing our oils are. When come to a time where there is hopelessness, where your hope is being stripped away, use hope. Use Melissa if you have it. You could also use Trauma Life and Vision, Present Time Inspiration, Bergamot, Rose Oil. I will end at 2 o'clock if I keep going with this. I'm going to hang on right there. I'm going to go to the next slide. Our oils are amazing, guys. Do not underestimate them. Okay. So I want to introduce to you a few things so that I can empower you, okay? There are a few things that you could do with these books, and these are some of the things that we teach at the Care Intensive courses under the Emotional Release class. I'm just going to give you a 3-minute rundown. Okay? Excuse me. This is a book by Carol Truman, right here. It's called Feelings Buried Alive Never Dies. The first part of this book, it talks about all about fear and feelings. But then in the later part of the book, it gives you, can you see? Some symptom and what are the emotional connection. I'm going to give you, I just opened up, it says cold sore, right? So I'm going to give you a real life story about cold sore. I never have cold sores, never in my life. But 2 weeks ago, thank you, Matt. So 2 weeks ago, I was in Winnipeg. So this is what happened. In the last 10 years, I have not taken a vacation. I would say maybe in the last 20 years, okay? So finally, I've decided that I'm going to go on vacation 1 week. No phone, no nothing. So I bought the tickets for all 4 of us, my children and my husband, to go to the Northern Light Farm, to the beauty school in Fort Nelson. And we are so excited. It's in my bucket list to see the Northern Lights. I cannot tell you how much I want to see the Northern Lights. I already imagine in my brain, when I see the Northern Lights, I'm going to do raindrop, I'm going to cry. I'm going to like, oh, crazy, 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 crazy. I even told my husband, because we are flying domestic, I'm in Ontario and Fort Nelson is in BC. We don't have to go to border. I'm going to tell him to be prepared because I'm going to empty out all the water bottle and I'm going to take the Flora water from Northern Light, this Black Spruce Farm, the distillery. I'm going to bring them home and put it in a hot tub here. I'm like so freaking excited. So 2 weeks ago, I got my case, we all packed out, we bought all the extra gloves, extra booze. I even bought a lousy looking booth that is good for minus 50 Celsius, okay? It looks like I'm on the spaceship. So it took out half my suitcase, bought all those, packed everything. So my husband and I went ahead to Winnipeg. I was teaching some classes there and doing some exam. And my children are 9 and 13 years old. I started my first flight when I was 13 years old. So I wanted my children to have an experience to fly on them by themselves. So I bought 2 tickets for them and I arranged for them to fly as an unaccompanied minor. And I got them a visa, a prepaid visa of $100. I said, you guys are going to go to the airport, you're going to fly on your own, and I'm going to meet you there. Everyone was excited, okay? It was planned. When I went to Winnipeg, I was doing my thing. I was there for about 4 days. On the second day, I got the news that the beauty school was canceled. And I was like, you are kidding me. And then the next day, I hear that in Ontario, everything is closed and children are asked to go home from school. And then my son texting me and says, Mom, I don't know if we should fly. I don't know if we should travel because what if we get stuck in the middle of a hotel in northern BC? You're talking about 14 hours north of Vancouver. And right at that moment, there was a cold sore that came out from my lip, so big. And I like, what on earth is this? I never get cold sore in my life. I'm going to tell you what cold sore says in this book, okay? Inability to express anger, feeling pressured or burdened by responsibilities, unable to cope with the pressures of life, feeling resentful of load you are carrying, not wanting to accept specific news. I was like, okay. So anyway, we canceled our trip and we came home. When we got home, my children's suitcase were never opened because we took the suitcase with us, right? Never opened. You can imagine the sadness, okay? So what do we do when we find, because this book is full of all these different things. It has cold sores, it has cholesterol, candida, brain, bursitis. I have so many stories to tell, but I got to pace myself. And then another book that I want to introduce you probably know it. It's called Heal Your Body. It's by Louise Hay. This book is very similar as well. And it has all the probable issues in your physical body and then the emotional connection and the way out. So these 2 books are used side by side. So what do? When you find something that is, like for example, I'm not willing to accept the news. I would say I was shocked, okay? I'm more shocked than accepting. So what do is you pick the emotion that is connected to your situation and you have to get this book. This is called Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils by Caroline Mine. This is the only book on planet Earth that connects our emotions with young living essential oils. So with the cold sore, with the emotions that I mentioned just now, I can pinpoint because I kind of know my body that I was shocked. I was actually, how do I describe it? When I heard that Young Living canceled the beauty school, I was shocked and disappointed. Because I was thinking, why would they cancel the beauty school? Of all people, we should be the one that is not worried about traveling. But now I understand because they are flattening the curve. Because they value their employee, they don't want to put the employee at risk. And I have a more respect for a company that takes care of the employee than someone who is risking the employee to make money. You know what I mean? Because Young Living refund us in full, and they are sending all of us some gifts. It's costing them money to do that. They could have just say, suck it up, buttercup, go and do the beauty school and make us money, right? Because if they held on to the beauty school, we will probably buy a lot of things and they will make money out of it. I will write down the book to you afterwards and I'll explain to you a little bit more because you could get it on Kindle and an app as well. So I want to show you first how to use this book. Because from the co-soul, from the emotional connection, I can now relate to the emotion shock, okay? So I look at this book. This is just a very brief introduction. Maybe another day, or you guys should do a care intensive, I don't know, we'll talk about that. So if I look into shock, it will tell you what is the other side of the emotion and what is the way out and what oil to use. Guys, I didn't even look it up earlier. This is just my first time looking at it. I want to show you what it says, okay? Can you see? Shock. Okay, you can, I'm going to read it to you. Just trust me, okay? If you have this book, it's around page 54 area. Shock. The way out is I am aligned. The oil is Melissa. Can you believe it? And where do you put it? Your third eye. And then in the back of this book, it will tell you where your third eye and the chart and all those. Okay? This is just, if you have never heard of this, this is an introduction. These books is where you want to pinpoint your emotion and you do it. And the book will tell you do it how many times and when you do it and how you do it and stuff like that, okay? So this is homework for you guys to go. These 3 books. Now, Feelings Buried Alive Never Dies, there is an app. You could download that app that looks like that. Just type in Feelings Buried Alive Never Dies. I don't remember how much it was, but it's just a one-time payment. You could get the app. And then Heal Your Body by Louise Hay is in Kindle. And then Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils is in Kindle as well. So you could buy that. So just to show you, I have this book with me everywhere I go because it's all in my Kindle. Sorry, hold on. You can, never mind. Can't open it. Everything is not working technologically for me this morning. Well, no, I won't compare. I won't say that. It's working for me very well today. Okay, so those are some of the books that's very, very useful. I hope you will get into it. I want to take a few more minutes, maybe a few minutes. I want to talk to you something in a bigger scale of things, okay? Because right now, we are in your home, right? All of us have your address. You are in your home, sitting on the chair at the computer. But if you think deeper and bigger, you are in the area, in the Philippines or in Malaysia or in Canada, and then you're in a country, and then you think bigger into the earth, okay? I'm going to share with you something that is in a larger scale, and I hope it is not too crazy for you to accept, okay? In this earth that we live in, there is a measurable frequency, or they call it the standard equation. This is also sometimes called the unified field. In 1952, there was a German physician. His name was Professor Winfried Otto Schumann. He discovered the resonance and or electrical field of the earth. They are electrical currents, or you call that electromagnetic waves, that actually bends around like an electric belt around the earth. You could actually measure it. It is at 7.83 hertz. So if you look into that, they call that now, the scientists call it the Schumann Resonance, and is named after Professor Winfried Otto Schumann, because he discovered it in 1952, and he's a German. So in these, all this, it could be measured up at 7.83 hertz. I'm not going to go into details today on our brain wave, But we all know we have the delta, tetra, alpha, beta brainwave. 7.83 is found in the alpha brainwave. And in this brainwave is an adult in an active, creative brainwave. We create the best when we are in this brainwave. And we could measure it. And this is surrounded in the planet Earth. Okay? When significant global changes happen in and on this Earth, it will affect the frequency of the Earth and those inhabit on it. So who are the one that is inhabit on the Earth? There will be you and I, us. Okay, not alien, but us. So right now, there is a global change. This pandemic is affecting all of us globally. And it is now changing the Earth frequency. And when that happens, excuse me, when external things happen, it can cause dreams, it can cause vision, because all these frequencies are being altered, okay? It also will give us ideas, it renew our creativity, because the alpha brainwave is all about that. But it can also cause irritability, mood swings, over hunger, or you might be hungry for weird stuff that you have never craved before. You might have a flu symptom, you might feel fatigue. You might feel that your energy is drained, anxiety, sleeplessness, vertigo, loss of appetite, increased appetite, hot flashes, surges of energy here and there. You go up one moment, down another moment. Or you might have even blur vision. Everyone is affected totally differently, very, very differently. So some of the things that I mentioned are something that you are experiencing too, or your family is experiencing. Because right now the whole global changes, and we cannot help it because we live on Earth. I mean, you can't just go take off and go to space, right? So I'm going to share with you afterwards some of the tools that you can use to empower yourself towards this change in the unified field. But before I go on, all of you have the desk reference book? Okay. A lot of the emotions that we mentioned just now, I cannot possibly give you all the essential oils that work. But if you go into the page where it talks about special needs, right after raindrop, there is pages and pages and few pages of oils connected to different emotions. You see that? So if you need forgetfulness, frustration, fear, disappointment, discouragement, irritability, guilt, obsessiveness, because we are now clean your hand, you're obsessive, or you cannot just get your mind off something because you become compulsive. All of those oils are listed in your desk reference book. So please refer to that and pick an oil that will help you, okay? So let's go back into the whole electromagnetic field in our Earth that is changing based on global changing right now. What are the things that we could do to help us in this time? You can take a picture if you want, but we're going to go through very, very quickly, okay? You want to be grounded. How do you do grounding? Well, I have news for you. We have an oil called grounding. So use your oil grounding, duh, right? You could also, I don't know, are you allowed to go to a field? You have to be in the home, right? You cannot leave your house, right?
Yeah.
Can you go out to the park or something? Okay.
No.
So in your house, is there a garden in your house that is like dirt and grass?
Yeah, I have a garden.
Yeah. So go out barefoot and just stand on the ground. Stand on the dirt. Don't wear shoes. Go out for some grounding. You could do that. Drinking water, drinking good filter water. And a lot of people say the coronavirus would not survive in certain temperature. So you want to drink warm water. Don't let your throat dry. So everybody take a sip of water right now because I'm thirsty too. Rest as required. It's okay to take a nap. I'm telling myself. Guess what I'm doing this afternoon? I'm going to take a nap. Eat high vibe food. Now, what is high vibe food? Can we maybe unmute ourselves and then think of some of the high vibe food that you could eat?
Fresh fruit.
Fresh fruit, yes.
Vegetables.
Vegetables, yes. So quiet. Yeah, okay.
Oils.
Nuts, oils, rainbow color food, yes, yes. I'm not sure about wheat, but I have to find out about wheat. Oats, yes. Legumes, yeah. Beans, all these things that are not processed. And in the leafy color, rainbow color, eat as many as you can. Which means if you have a choice of eating some raw carrot or potato chips, you want to pick raw carrots. I know, yeah. That's what I tell my kids, and I get that kind of same response too. It's okay to eat some chips. It's okay. It's okay. Just do a cleanse afterward, like a colon cleanse. I'm just kidding. Okay, so essential oils. Essential oils have frequency. All our oils have frequency. The last time we did the experiment of holding our oil, feeling the heat and the cold, they all have frequencies. And don't think that, oh, I only want high frequency oil. No, 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 no. All the oils have good frequency that we will need to support different part of our body. Use your oils. I use so much oil in this house, not because of fear. A lot of my team members are so fearful. They are diffusing thieves every 2 steps away. Like there's a diffuser every 2 steps. Every corner you go, there's thieves going on. Now that is diffusing out of fear. When fear creeps in, that's when everything will cripple down. Never allow fear to come in, okay? So use oils to bring out your frequency. Any oils you want. Use the stinky one too. Use the one that is like low 19 megahertz. Oh, what is 19 going to do? You know what 19 is going to do? 19 is going to support your bones and joints. So use it. Your bones and joint is the structure of your body. If your bones and joint are not in good shape, your structure is gone. Any oil, close your eyes, pick one, use it. Then 5 minutes later, close your eyes, pick another one, use it. The more you use, you raise yourself, and then now you are in a different frequency. And this is taught by Gary too. Gary say, when we are in a situation with somebody, there's a fight going on. Don't just go, because this is how we are, right? You say one word, I say one word, you fight me, I fight you, right? And Gary said, take a step back and then pick up the oil that you have, whatever oil that you have, breathe it in. Then you walk back. So when you walk back, you're going onto a different wavelength, and then you're not hitting in the matter face to face, head to head. I have to consciously remember to do that because it's easy for us to be, take a step back. Don't fall into the same frequency of the problem is. If right now things are not doing good, everyone is worried, don't face that with the same frequency because then you are not going to get out of it. Take a step back, breathe your oils, come in a different frequency. Or don't go in at all, right? So let's move on. Did I say I move this quickly? I will. Crystals. Okay. If you know, I love crystals. I love crystals not because of the woo-woo. I love crystals because when I look at a piece of crystal, can I show off my fluoride? I have out here because in Malaysia, they were giving out fluoride. Can you see the color of my fluoride? Fluoride is a stone of creativity. Fluoride helps to release stagnation of your body through the extremity. So if you put fluoride in your fingers and your little toes, it helps you release pent-up emotions. I have like tiny fluoride. When my children are sleeping, I will place it all around them. I'm like crazy mom. And then I'll put oils on them. I love them because when I look at this fluoride, I'm thinking, right? Wow, 10,000 years ago, where were you? What happened to you that you became so beautiful? What heat and what problem did you have to go through? It's like all the things I think. Yeah, someone says amethyst and citrate. Oh, I can't show off because it's upstairs. I just brought a spear. Do you know that amethyst and citrine combined is called ametrine? I've got anyways, okay, I'm going to stop talking about stones. Crystals could help us deter electromagnetic frequency. Some of a very good crystals that you could do is, well, you know that black tourmaline always is good to deter negative frequency. Selenite is amazing for that. You know selenite, right? Shungai is from Russia, is very, very good to deter EMF. And yeah, no, they stay on Earth even when we die. That's right. Fluoride deters electromagnetic frequency. You could test it. You could see when you put fluoride by your electronics, by the charger, it will deter it. You should have crystal. I mean, I'm going to turn you guys into a crystal junkie. Well, you guys already are, so never mind. Okay, so you use lots of crystals. My children get a crystal everywhere I travel. Instead of buying them candy bars and stuff, I come up with the crystals, and they love them. They have their own collection. My son has a lizard aquarium, and in the lizard aquarium is full of crystals. Even our lizard gets that. Okay, taking a sauna bath, foot bath, Epsom salt bath, and I hope you guys are using EMF shields, electromagnetic frequency shields. So I have on my phone, you see that here? So we muscle test it. Those in my class, you will saw the muscle test. Very, very important. Don't just buy from Amazon or anywhere. Muscle test it. I muscle test so many. I finally found one that works for me. So do what you need. Make sure you want to deter it. How many of you are sleeping with the phone next to you? How many of you are attached to the phone nonstop? Maybe put it away sometime. Our home, we have a charging station. So certain time, we are not allowed, nighttime for sure, all the phones and electronic goes to a charging station, and I have a pyramid right there to diffuse all the EMF so that all of us will get a restored good night. I have selenite on all my window sills, so I built a grid in my family, so when you walk in, you could breathe better. Airplane mode while you're sleeping. Yeah, you put airplane mode, but you know what? Airplane mode also would detect Wi-Fi connection. Because you could be traveling to Canada, you got on the airplane mode, you could hook on to local Wi-Fi too. Totally, the phone move away from the bedroom, preferably at the feet on a different room. So not over your head, but by the feet over in a different room. Turn it off if you can. Turn off the Wi-Fi in your home if you can. If you can. Can you? Anyways, I'm sorry, it's 10:23. I'm going to go on quickly, okay? Exercise, fasting, sunshine, nature, music, arts, meditation, raindrop. You guys should use your raindrop oil. Massage. I used a lot of tuning forks. I used a lot of color lights. That we're going to talk another day, okay? I don't want to end like 12 o'clock, so I'm going to go in. Most of all, in order to deter you from disharmony with the unified field on the earth, is gratitude, truth, and love. And the most beautiful thing with Young Living is we have oil for that. We have gratitude, essential oils, and we have joy, and we have rose. These are the ultimate energy suckers defender, okay? Fine, I'm going to sorry, I'm going to be so late, but let me finish this quickly, okay? I also want to talk to you about the collective consciousness. Sometimes our thoughts, our feeling, our belief, our program may not be ours. If we're not careful, we can take on the external program from the unified earth field on a collective level. What does it mean? In our society today, we are bombarded with billboards, with social media, with news, with movie. We are absorbing information 24/7. How many of you go to sleep with the TV on? In the background noise, you say. How many of you cook with the TV going on in the background? So subconsciously, in your subconscious mind, you are absorbing all this news. And science says to us that we can take on 400 billion bits of information per second. We are subconsciously absorbing, calculating, thinking, analyzing, even though we did not realize that we're doing it. And we are bombarded by group texts. I can tell you right now, okay? You see, this is from my phone, all right? So I have Messenger for my North American members. I have WhatsApp from my Malaysian and Australian members. I have Line from my Taiwan and Thailand members. I have WeChat from my Chinese member. And then I have text messages from my children. And every day I have to check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go to Instagram, go to Facebook. Am I the only one that's doing that, or do you do that too? It's crazy. And wait till you're involved in a group chat. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, like 552 people, and everyone give a thumbs up. You have 522 thumbs up, right? This is like, seriously, guys? We are constantly bombarded by so many things. Remember we talked about the limbic system, which is also the seat of emotions and memory? Our limbic system cannot tell the difference between what is really happening on the screen as being real or what is happening in your living room is being real. You could be watching a movie. That's why sometimes when you watch a drama, you get so involved. It's that you are totally in it. I think Rachel recently watched a drama. She's like laughing. And your limbic system cannot decide, is that real or is that not real? Everything that we can imagine matters. Everything that we can imagine affects our body. Everything that you put your eyes on, your limbic system associated with what is actually happening. So this is what is important for us to make a decision, because we are not just going to make ourselves emotional resilient using all these tools that we talk about. We are also teaching our children, especially they are now home 24/7. They see everything that we do. How are we teaching them? They are in a generation that is a lot harder than we are ever going to be. They have social media that we never had when we were growing up. So how are we teaching them emotional resilience? Finally, I got this flyer and I thought, wow, whoever that put this product together is very, very, very smart. You have this bundle with cinnamon bark, rosemary, eucalyptus, right? Eucalyptus globulus in specific. There is a blend with 5 oils. Eucalyptus, cinnamon, and rosemary are in part of the 5 oils. What is this blend?
Eaves.
Yes. So when it says is to, what is the word, the flyer? It says to protect and calm. Definitely. Is thieves available in your country?
Yes.
Oh wow, it is?
It's just limited now.
That's so awesome. Limited to 1 account. So this bundle has 5 out of the 3. The other 2 is cloves and lemon. You could have cloves and lemon too. But let's take a look a little bit into I promise you, I will end. This is the last thing I'm going to say, okay? Sorry, it's 10:30.
No, it's
So,
fine.
it's fine? Okay. So rosemary, all right? So out of your head, out of your mind, what do you think rosemary is good for?
Memory.
Lung health. Memory.
Well, you guys are a lot better than I thought. I thought you were going to say it's good for your hair. It is good for your
It's
hair.
good for your hair.
It's good for your hair. I was thinking, wow, Young Living Philippines really cared about your hair when you're at home. It is very good for your hair. But rosemary, if you look into the constituent of rosemary, it is an oxide. Oxide is created naturally when there is terpenes, alcohol, and ketones. So I'm going to come back to earth, present time, English, okay? In the oxide, there is a constituent called 1,8-cineol. So I'm going to type to show you what 1,8-cineol, 1,8-cineol, C-Y-N-E-O-L-E. Oh, sorry, 1,8 is not up there. 1,8 is like that, okay? So it's 1,8-cineol. 1,8-cineol, I will spare you from all the boring stuff. When you see 1,8-cineol, you know it is very powerful for respiratory purposes. And rosemary is 38 to 55% 1,8-cineol. Okay? So it's almost half of it is good for your respiratory support. On top of that, it gives you good memory, which is also supporting your what? Your seat of memory and emotions. Okay? It also is very good for your hair. Then let's take a look at eucalyptus. We have Eucalyptus globulus, Radiata, Eucalyptus blue. We have Eucalyptus, all kinds of like 5 or 6 different eucalyptus. Eucalyptus globulus is known as the oil of wellness. It has 60 to 75% of 1,8-cineol. Can you see how powerful these oils are? And I forgot to mention back to rosemary, emotionally, rosemary aids in transition and change. No kidding. Everyone is going through transition and change right now. You have to find your new normal, right? You have to be an example to your children to teach them emotional resilience. No pressure at all right? So break out your rosemary and your eucalyptus. Eucalyptus globulus is also amazing. Yeah, the 60 to 75% is based on Eucalyptus globulus. So Eucalyptus globulus is wonderful for lung as well as is good for muscle aches. So you could rub Eucalyptus globulus on your spouse, give each other the second way of applying essential oils. At the same time, love on them with the oil of wellness. Add a little bit of rosemary as the aid in transition. So, cinnamon bark is another oil that is in the kit. Cinnamon bark helps with relationship where insecurity are shown by jealousy or control. That is the emotional connection of cinnamon bark. And of course, you know too, cinnamon bark helps with glucose level. Cinnamon bark is the same family with cassia and ocotea. And cinnamon bark is the main ingredient in thieves. So this is insight. This is a bonus point for you, okay? Because it's almost close to bedtime. I will end early so that you can go to bed. Cinnamon bark spice up your sexual life. So there is a plant called Light the Fire. Have you heard of Light the Fire? I think I have it here.
It's out of stock.
Is it? Oh, I got a bottle.
I
Never
have
go
one.
out of Light the Fire. Apply cinnamon bark. Dilute, okay? Please dilute. It's over hard. Apply cinnamon bark in your desired area for special moment. Now, 9 months later, we are not responsible for any little crying babies that happens, okay? So cinnamon bark actually helps with your body to accept your body. A lot of us are in so much fear. We want to control our body. That's why women go to Botox. That's why women do so many things to the body, because they are rejecting their own body. Use cinnamon bark on that emotion. Of course, with the physical and all the, I mean, it kills all the germs, it kills all those things. You already know that, so that's why I'm not going to be telling you that. I'm telling you the emotional part, okay? Because now that everyone is home, you could use a little bit of cinnamon bark. All right, peace and calming. According to the DAS reference book, peace and calming reduces depression, anxiety, stress, and insomnia. Anyone cannot sleep, you're worried, please roll on your peace and calming. Where do you roll it on? Just roll it behind the ears. Roll it where your brain stem is, right here, where there's a little ditch in the back of your head. Roll it on the big toe. Roll it on the wrist, roll it on the pillow. Oh no, it will stain the pillow. Don't roll it on the pillow. Roll it on your body and just breathe it in. Roll it on your spouse. Roll it on the people who are elderly in your home. They are very worried, because if anything happened to them, they are the one that's going to be left untreated. So give them the extra sense of security, hope, and love. I think I finished. Did I? Let me see. I actually have so many slides. I have to take them all off because it was too many, and I still went over time. Anyways, I'm done. I finished talking about. I hope with all this information, it goes back to the real meaning of emotional resilience. That we are the one that is given the privilege of having essential oils in our life that have the highway shortcut to the seat of emotion and memories. We are the one that are gifted with oil that's high in 1,8-cineol. Do you know rosemary and eucalyptus is the medicated cream found in Gold Bond? You know Gold Bond? Do you have Gold Bond? It's a medicated cream that a lot of people like to use. But they did not use the real 1,8-cineol. They used the 1,8-cineol that is made in a lab. But you and I have the one that is not made by man. These are made by God. This is when God says, come here. I will give you some help. I just remember, I have one more slide. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of self-control. A lot of scripture says sound mind, but that actually is self-control. And it's very easy for us at this time when we are home that we lost all our self-control, right? Maybe put in some structure at your home. Have self-control, put in some guideline for your children. Go back to your agenda. If you have agenda, write down, today, these are the things I want to establish. These are the oils that I want to try. Put yourself in a structure, self-control, love, power, and of sound mind. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let me just go back to one question. I think someone asked earlier, why the roof of the mouth?
Oh. So, okay. So I'm going to go a little deeper, okay? The roof of the mouth right here, there are two things, okay? First thing is it goes straight into the limbic system, as well as our pineal and pituitary gland. So it's connected right here. The inside of the head goes right there. And when we want to deal with depressions, when we want to deal with emotions, this is where we want to go. You could also smell it in and roof of the mouth. But in the traditional Chinese meridian, okay, you know there is the CV and GV. If you look into those Chinese meridian map, they have like CV2, GV4, and all those numbers. CV stands for conception vessels. That is on the front. Yeah. Thank you. Show them. So there's the GV and the CV. So right here, okay, it is, okay. So CV is the front, is conception vessels. GV is the back, is governing vessels. Conception vessels is from maternal, is from the mother side. Governing vessels is paternal, is the father side. So when, are you tired for this? Okay, I'll go keep it short. When the sperm and the egg meets, okay, it meets right here at the base. That's called the ba liao area. That's like the little tailbone area. And it goes, there's a flash of light. And then all the vessels starts to grow. The meridian starts to grow and is held along a belt called Da Mai. So if the front is CV and the back is GV, our point here, it should be CV, right? So Rachel, you have the meridian man. Can you look at right here? What does it say?
I can't read it anymore, but there's a point there.
Mm-hmm. So it's actually written as GV. But that is the front of our front. It should be CV. So it turns out that these conception vessels and governing vessels, they do not break. It goes like a circle. But the alpha and omega, the beginning and the end of these two adjoining vessels, right, is right here. This is where we get into the root problem. This is where we get into where our essence is, both in the back here as well as here. So by using oils right there, it just energizes, it clears the highway of the past of your father or your mother and the future of what you are able to handle. It's just energetically very powerful. Sorry, did I go over your head? Very late right now. So roof of the mouth, go straight to the limbic system and bring oxygen to your brain. That might be a better explanation. Sorry.
No, don't
Sometimes
apologize.
I get excited. I just went like,
This is why I stayed in Malaysia for another 10 days.
Oh, you also like the food and the people.
The durian.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions, I would love to give you the good information, the English information. Amazed the way you explain. Oh, okay, good. Finally, you went through a little bit. It's very powerful when you look into the meridian, when you do things energetically. Because, for example, how many of you do not have your thyroid anymore? Because it's removed. I was amazed in Taiwan. I have a team in Taiwan, right? Apparently, a lot of them got a lot of the brain removed. Oh, I'm signed out because my, oh, are you still there? Am I in? Okay,
Yes,
I gotta go quick because I have my team have a Zoom at 11 o'clock. Okay, anyways, where am I? I was talking about, yeah, even if your organ is removed, you can still support it with essential oils energetically and tuning forks and color lights energetically because you still have the highway, the meridian. You can still support it. That is hope in whatever situation you are in. Okay, I'm gonna really right now.
Thank you so much, Jasmine.
Thank you.
As usual,
Have a good
you're
night.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
Jasmine.
you.
Thank you
Wait,
so
let's
much,
let's do a
Jasmine.
picture.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Okay, so
You take it or I take
guys,
it?
turn on your cameras, and I will. There's like 5 pages. I think
Is it?
that we had like 140 attendance earlier. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Full house
What?
earlier.
I like this better. I don't even know. I was talking to myself. That's awesome. If you guys are sitting in front of me, my knees will be shaking.
Okay. Screen 1, smile. And then
Thank you, Jasmine.
screen 2.
Oh,
Thank you so much. You're so good.
humble mom.
Thank you.
So while we're taking picture, Catherine is saying that she did try putting on her on her mouth 3 nights and didn't feel well and didn't sleep 3 nights. Can I elaborate a little bit on that? Okay, if you want the oils to go energetically and through your brain, you to the roof of the mouth. If you want to take digest that goes to your digestive system, you go under the tongue is under the tongue, okay? So just to explain why she might be feeling that, I don't know what oil she's using. I don't know where she's applying. sometimes what happens is, for example, if we are in an extreme situation, hormonal, depressed, anxiety, what the oil does is it brings us homeostasis. It brings us back to normal. But because you are in that state of stress for a long, long time, your body has already worked around the resources that you have to find your new normal. So when you suddenly break the new normal into your normal, you are going to have a time of adjustment. So I won't be surprised if you put an oil, then you feel like, oh, what is this oil doing to me? Because it's stirring up shit. Sorry, is it recorded?
It's fine. It's just us.
So if you feel that putting in your mouth is too strong, then put it on the bottom of your feet. Ease your body into it. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time. There are no wrong ways using essential oils. There's no wrong oil. But if it's causing uneasiness, put it on the bottom of your feet. Reduce it, dilute it, use less of it. Use 1 day, wait 3 days. Use 1 day, wait 5 days. But never give up because it's doing something. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going.
All right. We have to
right.
let her go. She has another Zoom call for her team.
Thank you
Okay.
again.
Take
So
care.
I'll see you on Monday.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys, for staying this
Thanks,
whole time.
Rich.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
Good
much,
afternoon.
Ray.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
I
you so
hope everybody's
much.
better.
Bye.
Ang daming learning.
Hey,
Alright,
Natin
daming
part
info.
2.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night. I'll upload the recording in Hush, so just tell your team, the ones who missed it. Okay, bye.